Welcome to this episode of Garage. I'm Brian Warhol, aka Speedy.
Welcome, Speedy. I'm Shelly Malarkey, and let me introduce you our sidekick, ZZ.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Garage, and hope you enjoy this episode of Garage. It's probably going to be one of our better ones.
Heck yes, it's going to be one of our, each one gets better and better. The more we do it, the better we get.
That's right.
You know, we all attend a lot of car shows throughout the summer. As we've talked about, Minnesota is just really a hotbed for car shows and car events. There's something going on every day of the week in the summertime here in Minnesota. So I thought we'd take some time and see, Shelly, what was your favorite show that you attended this year?
They're all my favorite show. We're getting ready for a show, and I'm like, oh, this is one of my favorites. One of the ones that had a special place in my heart this year was the Summer Getaway, and that's up in Orrock, Minnesota.
Where the F is Orrock?
That is what's on the back of their shirts up there, because you keep driving and then you drive a little more. Yes. So you got to pack a lunch on the way to dinner.
Not the typical area that we typically highlight and cover a car show from.
Correct, but it's a good cruise location. There's a nice windy road going out from Big Lake out to Orrock, and it just works. It's a nice parking lot when you get out there. We actually have the GSTA host swap meets and that car show. It's been every year for probably 8-10 years now.
Yeah, because somebody else was doing it before GSTA took over doing
it.
It's just north of Highway 10 in Big Lake or just west of 169 in Zimmerman. So it's not as far away as we're making it sound like it is.
That's right. But the neat thing about it is there's a lot of cars that show up there that you don't see in this circuit down in the Twin Cities here. So a lot of people go up to it, but then there's a lot of people it reaches that are in that area.
Right, exactly.
So
exactly.
Always a good thing. And there's a lot of people burning out when you leave that show.
That's one thing that I've heard, that the former owner of the restaurant said he'd always get a hold of the county sheriff and say, at 2 o'clock this afternoon, stay out of the area, please.
Oh, but it's a great show. It's enjoyed by many. And this year, the GSTA hosted it, and we gave the proceeds to that show to Newgate School.
Yeah, that's a great cause.
Absolutely. GSTA has been supporting that for a couple years now, and it's a program where they teach the youth in our area. If you want to be committed to learning how to become a mechanic, body work,
right.
They're all rolled into one, but it's tuition free. They are helping
underprivileged kids.
Underprivileged kids,
right.
Yeah. They're giving them a step up and showing them the right way to go forward.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good show.
Yeah. Well, why don't we I think we have some video and some pictures of the show, so let's take a look. And we're back. That was great. OROC show, the summer getaway at the Getaway Bar. That was
and it was great. The weather was great. So.
Yep, absolutely.
It's always fun now in the middle of the winter here, where this will be showing and it's going to start getting cold out, that it's great to be able to have some highlights from summer. Warm us up.
That's right. Well, now we have a special guest with us today, Twin Cities legend in the radio broadcast, Jeff Butler.
Where's the legend?
And what radio station were you on? WDGY.
WDGY, presently.
Yes.
Ouija.
Ouija, the wonderful Ouija. Been there going on 10 years now.
And WDGY has been around for how long?
102 years, going on 103.
Wow.
All together. So,
I don't think they started out playing rock and roll, though, did they?
no, they started off as just kind of a informational, little bit of this, a little bit of that, nostalgia music. And then we coined the phrase the original rock and roll station because it was the first actual station, AM station, to start playing what was considered rock and roll music. And thus the moniker sticks, and here we are, still doing it today, playing the best hits of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And the best part about being with Ouija, of course, we do the Ouija on Wheels show. I rotate every other Saturday morning with Ray Eric. And what we do with Ouija on Wheels is that gives you an opportunity to listen to us, to hear us talk about car shows throughout the Twin Cities area and other events that we like to try to get out to and make an appearance at. In fact, coming up Sunday the 30th, November 30th, I'll be doing a live broadcast at the Glow Light Festival at CHS Field. So that'll be fun. That's, not everything we do is car related. We try to get, involved with the community as much as we possibly can.
So the
at
wheels
WDGY.
could mean that it has to do with a car show, or you're out mobile going
We're out
someplace.
mobile,
There you
yeah.
go.
It's Ouija on Wheels. We're out everywhere in the Twin Cities. I just love doing the car shows on, that's what I'm all about. It's like I'm in the best of both worlds. I've been a car guy my entire life, into motorcycles, into cars since I was this high, and loving radio and music since I was like 12 years old, and I got the best of both worlds doing
How
what
did
I
you
do
get
right now.
started in radio?
That is a very interesting and fun question. Back when I was a kid, I started roller skating. Wanted to be a motorcycle mechanic. That was my thing. Started working at the roller rink because I was skating so much I needed to offset the cost. So you work there, you can skate for free. One day, disc jockey called in sick on his way to work. The manager came up. There was two of us at the counter, my friend Doug and myself. So one of you guys has to DJ the session. My friend Doug says, not going near that
Not
microphone,
me.
no way. And so the manager said, well, Jeff, you know the session, you know the music, you got to do it. So I started DJing the session, and the manager came up and said, I like what you're doing. I can understand every word you say in the microphone. How would you like to be a disc jockey? We'll start you off one night a week here at the rink. And that just snowballed. I became the head disc jockey at the rink. One of the assistant managers was in radio. He said, you ought to do radio. I said, I want to be a Harley mechanic. I said, do that on the side. Get your hands dirty on the side. Do radio for a living. And so I graduated from high school, went to Brown Institute, graduated from there. Been doing radio since 1979.
That's just like Ray. You started young. Ray said that his first
Right.
gig was in high school at
Yeah.
high school dance.
Yeah, he did a high school dance. I did the DJ thing, and I did the mobile disc jockey stuff too, doing weddings, company parties, all the mobile shows and everything like that, and had a lot of fun doing it, and not a lot of nightclubs. Even when I was doing radio, I was still out there doing nightclub gigs and everything like that, and just, it's fun. I love being around people, playing music, entertaining people, and especially doing the car shows. I love being broadcasting out at the car shows. They're so much fun.
Tell us which car shows you typically go to.
Well, as you know, GSTA Rod and Custom Spectacular, as we call it, the unofficial kickoff to car show season.
Exactly.
I love doing that one, and like Shelley said earlier, what's the favorite one? The one I'm getting ready to do next. It doesn't matter. When I'm looking forward to doing the GSTA show, I'm all psyched up and pumped and ready to go, talking about it on the air, talking about it off the air with my friends, getting psyched up for it. The show comes and goes. It's like, okay, what's next? It's Mopars in the Park. I'm all fired up for that one. And then back to the 50s. And then Street Machine Nationals. Another one that I've been involved in, we just got into it last summer, which was great, was Cruising on the Croy in Stillwater. Lowell Park, downtown Stillwater. Beautiful. What more could you ask for? Classic cars with the scenic St. Croix River in the background, the lift bridge, air balloons coming over, the big hot air balloons every now and then. That's a really fun show, and I love being out there for that one.
Is that once a month or twice a
That
month?
is every other Wednesday throughout the summer. It starts in May, goes through October. So it's a good show. We got a couple of rainouts last year, but we made up the dates, so it was fun, a lot of fun. If you love that, being out there, that's a great place for a car show. And then what else we got? Then whatever other shows. I did Woodbury Days. That was fun too, because we had me set up on a baseball field, and they had their announcer set up for announcing the awards and other different things. They had 4 big speakers out there in the outfield blasting out through the entire park. They patched me into that. So I had Ouija just pumped out through the entire place. It was so much fun. And then, I'd go to commercial break. They'd take over, do their little announcements they had to do, and then just come back to me. And, so it was fun. So if I had to pick my favorite show, I would probably have to say Back to the 50s, just because the location that we're at, right on the corner of Randall and Cosgrove, we got our booth set up there for WDGY. We have Archie, the mascot truck for Blaze Credit Union out there. So we have representatives from Blaze, handing out their stuff and talking to people about the credit union. And the number of people that come up to the booth at Back to the 50s is incredible. And as we found out here, WDGY, I used to listen to that. We're still around.
Still around.
And
Still
we hear
here.
that all the time. It's so much fun being out there.
Plus, you're right next to Wings Callahan,
Exactly,
who does
right
Hot
next to
Rod
Wings.
Radio,
Hot Rod Radio,
on
yep.
WDGY on Sundays.
Yeah, that's a great show too. So check out Wings
Check it
every
out.
Sunday morning.
Now, when are you on the air again? The people know that?
Every other Saturday morning, Ray and I rotate the Saturdays. Fill in if somebody needs some time off, and it's just a great thing.
And Ouija on Wheels is from 10 to
Ouija on
noon.
Wheels from 10 to noon every Saturday morning.
Every Saturday.
So tell us about, you're a car guy too, like you said. Tell us what you got. I know you got a couple cars and you got a bike, so
All right,
tell us about those.
Currently, in fact, it was nice. I met this beautiful woman, fell in love, got a beautiful bride, got a '68 Ford Galaxy 500 convertible.
Was that out of the deal? Did she have that?
She had that
All right.
already, and she also had a '67 Ford Econoline Super Van, a Scooby-Doo van. She had both of those already. And
You won the lottery.
Yeah, and it's like, wow, those are 2 of my most favorite vehicles of my entire life, and it's like, how did I score that?
Yeah.
A beautiful bride, beautiful car, beautiful van, all at once. I was
And
the
she's
luckiest guy in
awfully
the world.
nice.
And
I've
she
met
is,
her. Yep,
indeed,
she's
yes.
a doll.
The Galaxy, of course, is we cruise that to all the shows. The van, it's a work in progress. I've got it running. It sat for quite a few years. It was running. It was on the road all the time. Her and her previous husband that passed away used to drive that to car shows. After his passing, it sat. And so I got some work to do to it. Floorboards kind of rusted out. In fact, the clutch, brake, and gas pedal are flat to the floorboards. So there's a lot of work to be done there. But I did get the motor up and running. So
Nice.
there's life. It's breathing life. Just got to do some sheet metal work on the floorboards. The exterior of it, I'm going to keep the patina. There's no rust through holes that are really bad. So it's just going to get some buffing, get the life brought back out in the paint that's left, and then get a shot of clear coat over it
Like
all.
they say, they're only original once.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. Yes. As far as the history of my cars, we don't have time to talk about them all, but I
you got a
started
bike
off-
too, though.
I've got a bike too. I got a 2003 Harley Davidson Road King Classic 100th Anniversary Edition. That's beautiful. That gunmetal blue paint. That is my 5th Harley I've had. Been riding Harley since I was 20. Been working on cars since I was 15. In fact, my very first car, the very first one that I did a custom job on, I did not even have my driver's license yet. Mom and Dad are passed now, but I did drive it up and down the road a few times. Parked it in the garage real quick before they got home.
It's like me. I got my first car before I had a license. I think I was 14. I bought a 1956 Volkswagen Beetle.
Nice.
And then when I finally was able to drive it, I didn't have enough money to buy a battery or anything, so we would pull start it. J.C. Whitney has, if you look in the old J.C. Whitney
remember.
Cadillacs,
I
you
do
can get a
remember
pull
that.
starter
Yes.
for a
Yes.
Volkswagen to pull start it.
Yeah.
And I would go to the local gas station when I needed oil, because Volkswagens use a lot of oil.
Yes, they do.
I'd go there and I'd get the used oil out of their used oil drum to put in it.
Right.
So.
I lucked out too, being a car guy. My dad was in the automotive business for years. When I was just a little tyke, I can remember he worked at Schmelz Brothers Volkswagen, used to be on the 494 strip, and then he switched to Northside Lincoln Mercury. And I remember the Volkswagen vaguely, but I really remember the Mercury dealership because I also worked there. During the summer when I was like 13, 14, 15, I'd go up there and work during the summer doing just oddball jobs, sweeping up the body shop at the end of the day. Whatever they needed me to do, washing cars, I'd do it. So I got into the car business at a very young age, thanks to my dad. And again, yeah, thank you, Dad. Because of that, as we all know in the radio business, as you're going up the ladder, you're working for a while, then you're out of work. Then you're working, then you're out of work. And my dad came into my bedroom one morning. I was 18 years old. He said, "You know what? You're just getting started in this radio business, but you've been out of work more than you've been working." I said, "That's just kind of the way it goes, Dad, until you get going." He says, "You're going to come to work for me up at Northside Mercury. I need a parts runner." I said, "No, I'm not going to be a parts runner. I'm a radio guy." So the next day when I'm driving parts around the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, listening to the radio, it's like, this isn't a bad gig. I'm listening to radio, I'm driving around, delivering car parts, meeting a lot of cool people in the car business, and making like $5 an hour more than I was making in radio in the early days. So I stuck with that a little bit, and that's what gave me enough money to pay cash for my first Harley at the age of 19. So, and that's kind of how it goes. That's how it went. So in between radio jobs, I'd work at a car dealership, radio, car dealership, radio, car dealership, and it's kind of how my life went.
Well, it appears that you like Ford products, so when we're done here, you have to go talk to Handyman Bob about Fords.
Yeah. So real quick before you're done with me, because Shelly's kicking my leg now, so I'm taking too much time. My first car that we taught when I was 15 years old, 1970, Ford Ranchero.
Nice.
When I told my mom and dad, I said, "I need a car. I got to look for a car." "You're 15. You don't need a car." "I need a car." I looked through the want ads. Remember the newspaper? You look through the want ads. Found this Ranchero. It was cheap. It was $600. My dad and I went and looked at it. I really liked it, so we bought it, and had some money saved up, from doing odd jobs, and Dad helped me out with the rest of it. Then I said, "Dad, I'm going to customize it." "Yeah, right. You're 15 years old." "No, I'm going to do it." I spent a couple years doing it, but I did it. Had a bright blue, or they called it bright dark blue metallic Ford paint, had my dad's painter throw extra metal flake in it. And then my dad surprised me because I said, "Now I got to do something with this interior." He says, "Yeah, we'll figure something out." A couple days, it's up at his shop. I says, "Is my paint job done yet?" Yeah, just be patient. It's got to cure." I'm going, "Cure? I've been up in the body shop, Dad. I know it doesn't take 5 days for paint to cure." He drives it home the next day. It's got cut pile blue shag carpeting in it. It's got a tuck and roll blue crushed velvet interior. He'd sent it out to his interior guy and said, "Do this for my son." And it's like, whoa, this is cool. I drove it like once and sold it. I put a Mustang Mach 1 hood scoop on it, the little chrome steering wheel. That was a sweet ride. But I drove it once and I flipped it. I made like doubled my money on it, so hey, that's what it's. And then it's been one after another ever since.
Did you have to pay your dad back for the interior then?
Yeah. Yeah, I cut the grass a lot. I mowed, I did the snow removal. I did all kinds of stuff for that. But no, it was a beautiful car. And the unfortunate thing is I only have one picture of it, and I look like a total geek standing in front of it. My mom wanted to take a picture of me by my car with what I was wearing for my senior picture for high school. So I got this stupid powder blue corduroy Levi's jacket on, corduroy blue pants. Mom said, "High school kids don't need beards and mustaches," so she made me shave the beard and mustache off. Still had the long hair, but in front of the car. So.
Hey, isn't there a picture of Bob wearing that same outfit in front of your light blue Ford wagon?
So
great having you with us.
Yeah.
We'll see you around. We know we see you all summer at all the car shows.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I met him at a car show.
That's right. That's where we first met.
We met.
Yes. And of course, Wagner's Drive-In. The gatherings at Wagner's are so much fun. The trunk or treat we did a few weeks back was phenomenal.
Yep.
And then we got another event coming up there too, don't we?
Yeah, there's events going on
there.
there.
There's always events
all
going on
summer,
at Wagner's.
yep.
So just follow Facebook, follow websites. You want to know where we are and what we're doing? It's all right there.
That's it.
Nice.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for having me on
You
this
bet.
morning. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us.
Well, that's it for this episode, folks. Thanks for watching. We're going to lead out with the film of Wagner's Drive-In Halloween Trunk or Treat, and let's go to the video.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.